All right, what's going on? How's it going, guys? How's it going? Well, welcome to another abandoned video, and Happy New Year's Eve. Today is the last and final day of 2025. As of the filming of this video, today is Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. At midnight tomorrow night, January 1st, 2026, we're going to ring in the new year. So I can't wait to join in on another year of adventure with you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. So here we go, guys. Happy New Year's, everybody. So here we are in my local neighborhood, not far from where I live, maybe about 5-10 minutes. We're filming in an abandoned florist here in St. James. Now, I don't know too much about this place, but what I can tell you is that it used to be a limo joint. This place used to be a limo joint. They used to house limousines over here, and they used to service limousines. So I don't know, I'm not exactly sure when it closed. I'm not exactly sure when it transitioned into a florist, but I do know that this used to be a place that housed and repaired limousines. So it was a limousine service center at one point. I'm not exactly sure when that closed and when it transitioned into a florist, but here we are. I'm not exactly sure about the address. I have to go to Google and pinpoint exactly where I'm at and see if I can find the exact address of this place. I'm not exactly sure when it closed. I don't know when it went out of business. But I've always been driving by here, and I've always told myself that I got to do a video here. So, since I've got nothing to do, and since today is a relatively nice day out here, and it's New Year's Eve, I figure we get one more video in before the new year. We'll close out 2025 with another video. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, over here, right in front of me, right here, they got 2 garage doors. There's 2 garage doors right here in front of me. And then there's another one right here in front, too, on the corner. There's a sign right here on one of the doors. I'm not exactly sure what it says. I have to read it when I get out of the car, but there seems to be a pretty big garage here, and I think they, I'm pretty sure that they stopped using it after they converted this place into a florist. I believe they stopped using the garage. I could be wrong. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's going on over here, but I do know that this used to be a place that used to house limousines and service limousines at one point. They even still have the gate over there that's half open, but they have it taped off, which is why I couldn't get in through that way. I would have gone through there, obviously, if it wasn't taped off. They have caution tape there. So obviously I made a turn and I came around from Middle Country Road and slammed myself over here, and I just parked over here, you know what I mean? Slammed myself over here. What am I saying, man? Just a few more jokes before 2026, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, well, anyways, enough with the talking, enough with the yapping, and let's get out of the car and check out this abandoned florist here in St. James. You guys ready to go? Alrighty, here we go. All right, what's going on? Well, here we are. Welcome to the abandoned florist here in St. James. St. James or Smithtown. Smithtown, St. James. I don't know what you want to call it, but I looked up the address, and it's 683 Middle Country Road of Smithtown. So I'm just going to go with St. James, but I'm just going to go with Smithtown. Whatever you want to call it, because it's literally on the border of St. James and Smithtown. So probably on the title, I'll put Smithtown, because that's what the address is when I looked it up on Google. So, this place right here, right behind me, right here, used to be a bunch of services. A whole bunch of different services back then. I went to Google Maps, and I went to Street View, and I went back a whole bunch of years. At one point, it was a paint shop. At one point, it was a cesspool service. At one point, it was a limousine service. And then I don't know what year it became a florist, but it became a florist, and now this building is sitting here as a shell of its former self. And there it is right there behind me. I know it don't look like a florist. That's because I'm in the back of the building where they used to have the garages to house the limousines. And then there's another building right here behind me, which I would assume, right here, which I would assume was part of this establishment where they had the limousine service. I'm gonna film that too. So I would assume that this building right here behind me was part of the service that was over here when they had the limousines. So either way is gonna make for an epic video. What an epic video to close out 2025. And it's cold as hell out here, man. It's freaking cold as hell out here, so I don't want to be out here too long. It's not really that cold, but when the wind kicks, there's a slight breeze. And when that wind kicks, and especially since I don't have a hat on, you could definitely feel the cold. So, without further ado, enough with the talking, enough with the yapping, and let's get along to filming the last and final video of 2025 as we check out this abandoned flowers and limousine center here in Smithtown. Ready to go? Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty, and there it is, the abandoned flowers and limousine joint here in Smithtown. No more limousines, no more fancy schmancy rides, no more prom dates, no more weddings, no more bouquets of flowers, no more roses, no more daffodils, no more tulips, no more sunflowers, none of that. Let's check this place out. Let's see what we got going on up over here. You guys see anything in there? Wow. Look at this. Oh, they still have the limousine signs up there too on the wall. You see that? It says exotic. I don't know what it says after that, but it says over here something luxury LTD, and I would assume they would have the name of the limousine service that used to be here. Wow. This used to be a place called M&V Limousines. They have the sign up over here. It looks like it's discolored from the sun. It got some discoloration from the sun. But I can show you guys in a minute after I'm done filming this. M&V Limousines appears to be a limo joint out here on Long Island. And when this one closed, I would assume that this one moved to the one in Comac over there on Jericho Turnpike. 1117 Jericho Turnpike, Comac, New York, 11725. It's right near where the old Nathan Funhouse used to be. Wow. So they still have everything in here, huh? Dang. Wow. Is that a speaker? Yeah, that looks like a speaker. Is that a speaker? Yeah, that's a speaker. Do not lock gates. Yeah, they got a speaker. Oh, so now they got a speaker up in there. Wow. Guess they were listening to music when they were working in here. And like I said, that building over there too, I would assume that it was part of this establishment when it was a limousine service center. So I'm gonna go over there and check that out too. Wow. So I guess this is where they used to house and service the limousines. Crazy, man. Somebody put a Calvin Klein sticker. Oh man, that's funny. Calvin Klein. It's backwards, but it's funny though. Crazy, man. Here we go. I wonder why they have that stack of wood beams there on the left, if you guys can see that. Well, it's not a stack of wood. It appears to be some kind of stack of construction material. But they have wood beams on the floor though. Whatever it is that's stacked up over here is wrapped up in brown paper, it looks like. Some kind of construction material that they have in here. All right, moving on. Let me show you guys the sign over here. Oh, those are the gas tank. The gas heater, the gas tank, whatever that was. You see right there? You can't see it really because of the discoloration, so let me zoom in. There it goes, M&V Limousines. www.mvlimo.com or mvlimo.com. So I would assume that when this one closed, they relocated up to the one in Comac on Jericho Turnpike, right near the old Nathan Funhouse. Yep, here we go. Yeah, you see, it's just construction material covered up in brown paper. That's all it is. Uh-oh, it was the bathroom. There goes the bathroom. Anybody gotta take a Just imagine if I'm freaking filming and some squatter is in there and he's just taking a Just imagine, man, a squatter is in there. I'm over here filming and a freaking squatter is in there taking a big ass Oh, man. There goes the construction material over here. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it appears to be some kind of construction material. They're in boxes, whatever it is. So, yep. And on the wall over there, you can see the stickers. The stickers where they have the florist. We're going to go over there in a minute. Damn. Somebody needs new brakes. Eesh. Yep. Limo Service Center. No more. What is that over there on the left? Looks like a whole bunch of paint cans. A whole bunch of paint material. There's a broken down sink. Soap dispenser. Toilet. I would assume this used to be the jack over here. You would raise the car up, you fix it. Oh, the limousine. Because they have the machine right over here, it looks like. They got a whole bunch of construction material, a whole bunch of stuff going on up over here. Alright. Last window. Ooh, this one's kind of filthy. I don't know if you can see anything through here. Yeah. Wow, this window's all fogged up. I mean, you could see it here, but it's all foggy and mystified. Alright, moving on. People are probably driving by here. They're probably staring at me like, what the hell is this guy doing? Don't worry about it. I'm just filming a video. See, now here comes the part where the florist was. You see right here? This is where they have the florist. Obviously, you can see the flowers, and they have flowers for different occasions. You know what I mean? Let's see if you could get a look through here. There's a fence here, but I can still look. There we go. Yep. There it goes. All right. Moving on here. Whoa. Almost tripped over the sandhill there. I can't get around there, obviously, so I'm gonna have to go like this. Oh, you guys can see pretty good in there. There's an abandoned florist. Wow. It's really beat up in there, man. Oh, obviously you can't see through here because they have it partially covered, but not the top. You can see pretty good through the top here. There it goes. No more flowers. Is it open? Nope. Nope. Not meant to be. Just like Wally was saying in the video. Not meant to be. Oh, here goes another sign. Another service that used to be here. Right Way Auto. Wow. This place really had a lot of things going on up in here, man. They really had a lot of stuff going on up over here. Wow. There you go. Yep. Wow. So they really did have a lot of stuff going on up over here. I'm not going to go through that window because it's partially blocked by the sign. As you can see, it says for sale by owner. So obviously, I'm not going to look through these windows, obviously, because, you know, the signs that are covering it. I mean, I could go through some of them, but the more it goes, the further out the fence goes. Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. No more. And there goes the Carvel that I always go to. I love Carvel, especially during the summertime. What does this say here? Did you call your mother and father? Oh, hold on. Did you call your mother and father today? I don't know. Did you guys call them up? Did you say Happy New Year to your mother and father? There goes an abandoned BP, but it's completely fenced off, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, they have this whole entire place fenced off. But here we go. Maybe it wasn't a florist. Maybe it was an auto shop. It had to have been a florist. But all the flowers, it had to have been a florist. Had to have been. I mean, what else would it be? You know? Look at all these flowers here. You got a bunch of roses, a bunch of tulips, and a bunch of daffodils, a whole bunch of different flowers. So it had to have been. What else would it be? It had to have been. What is this? Marilyn Monroe leaving. Based on how dusty the book looks, I would assume this place has been closed down for a long time. There it goes. Yeah, it had to have been a florist at some point. With all these flowers and with all these stickies of flowers on here, it had to have been a florist at some point. I would imagine it had to have been a florist. I would imagine it had to have been a florist at some point. Looks like somebody might have crashed through here. Either crashed it or somebody tried to break in and they smashed out the windows. You be the judge. Wow. Yeah, I would imagine that at some point, I would imagine it had to have been a florist. Yeah, I would imagine at one point it had to have been a florist. Because look, you can see the wood beams over here where they knocked everything down. And maybe it just became one giant establishment. I have no idea, but it's a mystery for sure. Zoom that in for you guys. Here we go. I don't know, man. Oh, here go the meters. Here go the meters. Long Island Power Authority, also known as LIPA. I'm sorry about the obnoxious music in the background. He's turning anyway. I'm sorry about the obnoxious music. Yep. There go the meters. Metering transformer cabinet. Rainproof type of 3R enclosure. Okay, cool. LIPA. Haven't heard them in a long time. Well, now it's PSEG. But a long time ago, it used to be called LIPA. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go through here. Obviously, I could walk through here. I just can't drive through here, but this is right here. You can see where it says Right Way. So this was Right Way Auto. Right Way Auto. I guess maybe because the fence got stuck. That's why they have it taped off like this. And there goes Maverick. There goes Maverick. I guess maybe because the fence is stuck, they had it taped off. This was Right Way Auto. So should I name the video Abandoned Right Way Auto or Abandoned Florist? I'll see what I'll name it. All right, let me go through here. And let me go check out that other abandoned building right next to this place. Well, I didn't come over here yet. So let me check these windows out for you guys. There we go. I would imagine that at one point this had to have been an abandoned florist. Now it's abandoned. But I would imagine that at one point this had to have been a florist. I would imagine. I would like to think that at one point this used to be a florist. Now, I'm just going to name it Abandoned Right Way Auto. You guys can be the judge. If any of you locals who live out here in the St. James Smithtown area know exactly what establishment this used to be, which I would assume obviously it was an auto service, but on the other side, based on all the stickers with all the flowers, I would imagine that this used to be a florist at one point. So you be the judge. Yeah, you can see it on the other window. You can see all the stickers of all the flowers. So I would imagine that at one point this used to be a florist. Interesting. All right, let's go check out the other building. Damn. Whoever that was, they need some serious brakes. All right, let's go check out this other building. I would assume that this was part of the establishment that was here that I just filmed. So let's move on over here. One last epic video for 2025 to close out the year. How about that, huh? Let's check this place out. This is private property, no trespassing. It's posted, so I'm not going to pull the doors. Oh, wow, look at this. Wow, look at all those seats. Wow, look at all those limo seats. Wow, check that out. That is cool, man. Yeah, so I would assume that this definitely had to have been part of the establishment right here behind me. Had to have been. It had to have been. It had to have been. I mean, what else could it have been? You know? So I'm just going to name it Abandoned Right Way Auto. But you guys can be the judge, whatever it was that used to be here, which I would assume that at one point it was a florist. Oh, look, they even got some glasses over here. I would assume at one point it used to be a florist. Right there. And now I would assume that that establishment, based on what I'm seeing in here, used to be part of whatever it was in here. Yep. Couple of empty juice cups. A couple of empty kettles. What is this? Burn the Boats by Matt Higgins. Ivan Sales, Overcooked. There it goes. What did that say? Toss Plan B overboard and unleash your full potential. Matt Higgins. Okay. Wow. Yeah, it is posted, so I'm not going to be pulling any doors. I'm going to be mindful and respectful. Well, sounded like somebody was coming out, but it's, I guess, somebody who lives behind here. It looks like they got all the shades and blinds closed up on that one. Do they have the same thing for this one? No. You could. What is this? Reserve parking for the beauty room clients only. Okay, so wait a minute, hang on. So that used to be part of the limo joint, and this used to be a beauty salon. Holy cow! So this used to be a beauty salon, and that used to be part of the limo joint. And then you have that place over there, Right Way Auto and the florist. So we literally just did in one little sanction, we did 4 abandoned videos in one video. Now call that a way to call out the year and end the year for 2025. How epic is that, huh? How epic is that? That's amazing. Wow. I'm not exactly sure if this place is abandoned. I don't think this one is. I highly doubt it. It might be, it might not be. I don't know. Is it? Or is it not? We're going to find out right now. No, this is still open, obviously. Bear Skin and Company. Huh. It might be open, it might not. I don't know. It looks like it is. It looks like it's still open to me. So obviously that's still open. Wow. Oh yeah, the beauty room. There it goes right there. Yep. The beauty room. You got the beauty room and Bear Skin and Company. Wow. So, wow, this was an epic video, guys. This was clearly an epic freaking video. This was amazing. So obviously that part of this area is still open. But as for this, nah, this is gone. But it's pretty cool how they have all of those limo seats in there. That's really amazing, man. That's really freaking cool. And there goes Maverick. All right, guys, that does it for this epic video. What a way to close out 2025, huh? Alrighty. All right, well, it is getting cold out here, and the sun is starting to go down. So the more the sun goes down, the colder it gets, and my hands are starting to turn red. So I'm gonna close out the video here. I'm gonna do the walk around, and I'll see you guys on the cover of the outro. All right? Alrighty. See you guys in the field. All right, what's going on? So what you guys think about that, huh? What'd you think? Huh? Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Well, you know, I figured since it's a relatively nice afternoon here and a nice evening, I figured I'd come out here from a video for you guys. You know, one last video of 2025 before we ring in the new year in just a couple of hours. So yeah, man, this was an epic video. This was one epic video to close out 2025. It's really cool, man. Really freaking cool. You know? Right in front of me over here is an abandoned BP, but the whole place is locked up. The whole place is fenced off. So obviously I'm not going to be able to film that. But, you know, anyways, at least we did the video here. This is epic, man. This is really freaking cool. You know, we literally did 3 videos in one. You know, I thought there was an abandoned beauty center, but apparently it's not. It looks like it's being used. So obviously there's a business there. But we did 3 epic videos. Really freaking cool, man. We did a flower shop and 2 auto centers. That's really freaking cool, man. What an epic way to close out 2025. That was amazing. Really freaking cool, man. That was really awesome. What a way to end 2025 with one last epic video, huh? So what are you guys doing for New Year's, huh? You guys doing anything cool? You guys doing anything special? That's cool, man. You know, I hope you guys enjoy your new year. I hope you guys, you know, have a happy and prosperous 2026. And I'm hoping to go into the new year with some perspectives of having high hopes. You know, I have really high expectations for this year. So I'm really hoping to go into the new year, you know, with high hopes and my head held high. You know, 2025, obviously, I'm not going to get into it. But as you guys know, 2025 for me was absolutely catastrophic. It was an unwakeable nightmare day in and night out. Ever since January, from the whole freaking year, it was an unwakeable nightmare. An unwakeable nightmare that I just couldn't wake up from. Every day it was a different obstacle. Every day it was just something else that was happening that completely kept decimating and impeding my progress of moving forward. You know? But, you know, as the saying goes, you have to go through a lot of pain and suffering for you to get relief. So obviously I went through a lot of pain. I went through a lot of suffrage. You know, I suffered a lot this year, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I suffered a lot, you know, and there was a lot that was going on in my life that was out of my control. I just couldn't control the stuff that was going on in my life, you know, and obviously, since all of that was going on, you know, with all that happening, you know, there were just things that were happening that slowed me down. It slowed down my progress, you know, and obviously, you know, I think, you know, when I filmed the Huntington Golden Coach Diner in April earlier this year, you guys saw how short-tempered I was. I was very temperamental. I was very temperamental in that video. You guys saw how short-tempered I was in that video at the Huntington Golden Coach Diner. You know, and obviously at that particular time, I was going through a lot. You know, and that's just been the story of my life for 2025. This whole year has been a roller coaster that has been going up and down, up to a point where it got so bad the roller coaster derailed and the whole roller coaster crashed. You know, and it was just a tough year for me that was mentally debilitating. You know, and it was just a catastrophic nightmare that I just could not wake up from. You know, and I'm hoping to go into the new year, into 2026, where my head held really high, high expectations, high beliefs, high hopes, and just to hope that this year will be a whole lot better than what I went through this year. Because what I went through was not pretty. What I went through, I would never wish on my worst enemy. I went through a lot this year, and I mean a lot. And I would never wish anything bad that happened to me on my worst enemy. Ever. Because I don't ever want to see anybody suffer. So let's go into 2026 with our heads held high, and let's go in there with high hopes and high expectations, and let's have a good, happy, prosperous, and joyful 2026. I love you guys very much. You guys are stuck with me through the whole year. I never thought that this channel would flourish the way it has. And I went from a random Joe Schmo Hackmatack channel that was just a little over 500 subscribers. And within a year, I jumped up to 1.16K subscribers. I never thought this channel would erupt and take off the way it did. And it did. It did. And I'm very proud of myself, man. I've gone through idiocy. I have gone through idiocy with stupid comments, and things like that. People telling me to kill myself or hurt myself to see if it's real or not. Throw yourself in front of a train. I've gotten accused of things I didn't even do. Hell, I even had my life threatened at one point on YouTube to a point where I had to call the police and the cops had to come to my house and I had to show them the comment that was being written. Because I threatened to get shot at if I was to visit the bowling alley ever again in Smithtown, and whoever it was that said that, told me if I ever see you there, I'm going to kill your ass. And I had to call the cops to come to my house to put down a police report for my life getting threatened. I've gone through a lot of adversity this year. I dealt with a lot of adversity. I've dealt with a lot of mentalistic trouble that I had going on for me this year. Not only through social media, but in my personal life in general. That's why, you guys saw me slow down with posting videos. Because I was posting constantly. I was going at it. I was going to town. And then I just started slowing down because life hit me like a bag of bricks. And like they say in boxing, the punches that you don't see coming are the ones that always hurt the most. And that's just been me the entire, this entire time. My whole life of 2025, I've been getting hit with punches left and right that I didn't even see coming. And I can't tell you the amount of times that I have hit the canvas. So obviously I've hit the canvas and I just didn't bother to get back up because I knew that if I would have got back up, I would have gotten hit again. So obviously, this has nothing to do with the video. I went off topic, but all I'm saying is that I'm thankful for all of you for being there with me through the whole year. I'm thankful for you guys following me on my journeys. I'm thankful for you guys always giving me your prayers, especially for my grandmother, my mental health, my sanity, and everything going on. I appreciate each and every single one of you very much. I appreciate the comments, the history on places that I visited, things that I probably would have never even known, that I didn't know about, that you guys told me about. There's a lot of things that I'm hopeful, not hopeful, excuse me. There's a lot of things that I'm hopeful for that will go good in 2026. But there's a lot of things that I'm very thankful for. Very thankful and grateful. And it's you guys. You guys are the ones that I'm very grateful and thankful for. What I do for you guys, it takes time out of my day, but I sacrifice time out of my day. With me being a married man, it's tough for me sometimes to go out there because I got to prioritize my wife. I got to prioritize my family. And obviously you guys know that I have a 96-year-old grandmother at home, and obviously I take care of her too. But what I do, when I do these types of videos for you guys, I do it for entertainment, at the same time of being serious while doing urbex. So I do it for the purpose of urbex and for the purpose of entertainment because I like to make you guys laugh. I like to make you guys smile. Just like you guys make me smile all the time with your positive comments. I love you guys to the point where I smile every time I see your comments. I may not post videos as often as I once did because life gets in the way and I'm busy, but I'm still very active in the comments. People leave comments and I respond accordingly, So now, obviously that's 2 videos in a week that we recently did. So I did a video, last week at the abandoned Staples or Comp USA over there in Hauppauge. And now a week later, 10 days later, here we are doing this abandoned florist and auto shop here in Smithtown. Hell yeah, man. So we're closing out 2025 with 2 epic bangers of videos. So with that being said, I know that had nothing to do with the video, but I just wanted to wish you guys well. I hope you guys have a happy, joyful, and prosperous and blessed 2026. I can't wait to keep flourishing. I can't wait to keep moving forward. And I can't wait to see what adventures we're going to go on this year. All right? So with that being said, I love you all. God bless you. Have a happy new year. Have a happy 2026. I'll see you guys in the new year, and we're going to find out where the wind blows us to our next destination on what will be the first video of 2026. All right? God bless you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being there, and thank you just for being the suspension system that holds my breath together. We are a family here on social media, and you guys are my family. You guys are a part of me, and I feel like I'm a part of you guys. Even though some of you I've never met before, I feel like I've met you guys. I feel like I've known you guys for a longer period of time because we've been together for so long here on this platform that out of nowhere unexpectedly flourished and it jumped and we went up. And you guys came up with me. And I'm proud and happy to know that I'm a part of your guys' everyday lives. And I'm proud to know that I made you guys happy and that I still make you guys happy. So that means a lot to me. So thank you very, 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 very much. And I hope you guys have a very blessed, joyful, happy, and prosperous 2026. So until next time, until 2026, Happy New Year, guys. I shall see you within the new year. And until the wind blows us to our next destination for the new year and the new adventure, I shall see you guys there, all right? Happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy your new year. Enjoy your time with your family. And I'll see you guys at our next destination in 2026, all right? All righty, guys. Take care. See you later.